All right. Hello. Welcome back. This is Dungeon World, The Vagabonds, episode number 3. My name is Lucas. This is lucasgvariety, and I am here with Sean the Outsider, Dem at 2017 the comic, and Thad of Thad, or Thaddeus Ex Machina, wherever we want to go with it. So, anyways, we're back. Our beards are growing at an astounding rate, and we're doing a little early game today. It's moving it up, and we're gonna get right to it. I know there's some leveling up to go, but we're gonna kind of leave up where we left last time. But there's actually a couple new bonds. Some people resolved bonds last time, so if you guys have a brand new bond that you just thought of, go ahead and throw it out right now, and then we'll get started right after that.
Dem, you want to go ahead on that?
Sure. Aria's bond with Rudiger wrapped up last week. The new bond is that Rudiger owes Aria his life, whether he wants to admit it or not.
Good. Doesn't he have the same bond with you? Like, is it reversed?
He did.
Okay.
I did, yes. My bond, just as a refresher, is now, since I resolved it with Aria, is now I'm tired of Aria interfering with my fights. If he intervenes in my fight again, he's going to owe me again.
Okay. Perfect. Thunkel?
So my bond with Rudiger resolved last time when Thunko realized he's probably never going to dissuade Rudiger from his way of power. With that, I'm just going with the one of the pre-scripted that I can tell Rudiger has a role to play in the future that's going to be vitally important.
That's good. 1 second. Steam should be going. It is recording. Thank you. Good. We'll see how these things play off here. I know that for a quick recap, actually, does anyone else want to? Who gave the recap last week?
I believe it was that.
All right.
Yeah.
Is either the other two, one of the other two of you want to do it?
Sure, I'll do it.
All right.
Last session, we had just gotten back into town after kind of piling all of the carts that we lost. I think it was just one cart. We piled all the stuff from that cart onto the 2 remaining carts, and were able to scrounge up enough stuff to push it through town. One thorough wanding later, and a couple of fears, and we get into the city. After a brief discussion, we figured that we're going to all end up at the Poor Beard Tavern Inn after just like one night of carousing and spending time and recharging our batteries, so to speak. For Rudiger's part, he entered into the tavern, started doing drugs, drinking the whole shebang, and then was challenged by a relative of Crow named Raven, a woman in big black armor, much like Rudiger himself, and with the help of Aria, even though Rudiger wasn't entirely aware of it at the time, and a gentleman who shall not be named, who took an axe to the face. He was victorious in the fight and chopped off Raven's head, presented it, earned some gold. For Aria's part, he went to the main mage's tower and went to the library and found out some more about what it was that we fought in the forest, the big mechanical black dragon, as well as information about different methods to transport things across the vast wilderness and dangerous wilds between cities, and then was coming to probably do his own caroused or fight Rudiger, and then that happened. That's character Thunkel went down into the second tier and spoke with a couple of demonic-looking guys, and had a conversation with himself, in a manner of speaking. Apparently, there is someone who is tagging along a little bit, and had a brief conversation with her when he was entering the city, and then a bit more involved of a conversation when he was speaking with an external demon about how to potentially remove this threat, or at least make it inert. I think I covered just about everybody there.
I think so. Any additives or changes from anybody else?
I think you got it.
I think Thunkel just started to talk. He had bought some poison from the demon named Bolgar that he was speaking to, and that's where we left off, I think. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just starting the negotiations with him.
Yeah, you went to the Inn of the Poorbeard, which is on the second sub-level, and run by the demon Tolgod, which is kind of a masculine androgynous demon. And then you went into another room to visit with Bolgar, which kind of took you into possibly another dimension, another reality. Not really sure, unless you really try to focus on learning what that is, which you always can do. But you took the blood ale.
Blood ale. Yeah.
Yep. And you put it into reciprocal, and then that kind of went away, and this demon stepped on. It's like, friend, and you're like, I know you don't have any friends. I'm like, yes, just being polite. And I think that is a good space to pick back up, right? Even though we're not doing a lot of big map things, but we're kind of, you got Thunkel and this demon. This demon was kind of have like Ripley red skin and red eyes. He has like a bowler hat on and like the suspenders, right? Kind of with like the long sleeves and pants. And trying to think of like the era that's from. Seems like a little old school, but he's wearing, like the early days, maybe the 20s or 30s. And he's wearing that. So you guys had just done a transaction. You paid I think 8 coin for some oil of Taggart, which is a poison.
Right.
And that's where we were. And let's see. He's like, so that was some light business. You could probably find that poison anywhere. So what I want to know is, Thunkel, why me? Why have you come back to me? What else do you need?
I think last time I talked out that there were 3 things I wanted from him. One was the poison, no big deal, casual transaction. Mm-hmm. And I also want to know the nature of the wand, which we talked about.
Oh, yes.
And then the third thing was I want to know who my hitchhiker is.
He's like, the nature of the wand. Yes. He's like, he goes, may I see the wand, please?
Present it to him.
Okay. Standard. Excellent quality. Demon made. I don't know who made it, but it looks like it's standard lightning bolt based off of negative emotions.
Okay.
Means you have to be a real bastard to use it.
Well, I think that seems appropriate.
That one's for free because I'm thinking of all the things you can do for me. Anyway. The thing is, what I'm really curious about is also the person, let me correct that, the entity that's riding along with you. She should come out. And, go ahead.
Do I bring her out, or does she do this on her own?
Actually, you feel the essence wanting to release. Mm-hmm. Do you allow it, or do you resist it?
I allow it. Okay.
So what happens is, my cat knocks on the door, and I go over and let her out. She's in charge of my life. All right.
That's his hitchhiker.
Yep. The precious. So anyways, what we see is Thunkel suddenly jerks back, and this black smoke comes out of his ears, his eyes, his nose, his mouth, and it just swirls and formulates, and then just I have to go to GM layer. Not that the matters too much. Let's see. Let's put right there. Let me put the layer on the token layer. All right. Oops, I went back to the wrong one. There we go. Not that it looks just like that. So, I want you, and you're going to describe her for me, okay? So, she definitely is more of a succubus type. She has wings and a tail and horns on her head. Other than that, I want you to picture what Thunka would think would be the most beautiful and attractive woman as far as her hair color and length, her eyes, her general shape. Because this is what she looks like.
All right. She said she's demonic.
Oh, she's a demon, hands down.
So she has a tall, slender, muscular build. A woman who is capable of action.
I like that.
Curves are generous but not ridiculous. She's not the supermodel style. She's more the Laura Croft.
Okay.
Realistic. Dressed in elegant and well embroidered robes. Practical in a formal setting, but not ridiculous and flowy. Long red hair, sharp teeth, kind of a wolfish, vampiric look.
Oh. What color is her eyes and hair?
Hair's red. Eyes are kind of a tiger eye. You've seen the mineral?
Okay.
So something like that, kind of an orange speckled.
Okay. And you know what? Since you're doing this, does she have a tail, wings, or horns? I guess she does.
She's definitely got horns. No tail, definitely wings. They kind of incorporate with the robes and they look more like a cape when she pulls them in.
So she forms, and Bolgar, he's like, and he like drops the wand on the pedestal that's still there, semi-formed, and he's like, and he steps back, and he's like, "My lady," and he like bows to her. And she's looking very regal. She's like, "Bolgar, long time. Funko, thanks for the ride inside."
My pleasure. You are?
She goes, "You have not known pleasure yet." And my name, oops, there you go, is Sarsis. Go right back to here. There. I put it in the chat.
Okay.
She goes, "I caught a ride because I need to be inside to do the work that I've been wanting to do. And you've brought me here, and we appreciate it." Bolgar's still kneeling. So,
What work are you trying to accomplish?
before we go into that, you may or may not like it, Thunkel. I've seen the inside of your soul. I've seen its darkness. I've seen the little bit of light that's there. I see that you have the potential for great power and many great deeds. I am willing to offer you more power, more trinkets, and things like that. Only thing I would require from you, and it's kind of a big thing, but after I saw you and your group destroy my goblin caster, who I was inhabiting at the time, and all of my goblins, I think you're more than capable. The only thing I'm asking from you is this city, the city of Telius, the whole thing.
And what's the catch?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how attached you are to it. That's where I haven't given you many details yet, except that it's going to involve you doing some rather shady things.
I'm not really interested in doing shady or underhanded things, but of course, anything to help further the humanity's development would certainly interest me.
Further develop humanity?
Thunkel doesn't think he's evil. Thunkel doesn't do underhanded things. He just doesn't think the law really goes along with the things that need to happen.
Okay. So she's like, Do you believe in freedom or oppression?
I think freedom and oppression is an exchange of power. You know, the demons we have who do our work for us, it's not our fault that they can't manage to protect themselves from their efforts. Much like the demons who escape and kill their masters, it's not the demon's fault. The master was too weak to keep them in place.
Mm-hmm. She goes, so you don't think the demons should have a fair shot of, I don't know, rebalancing the scales?
I think if there is a demon out there who wishes to change the power dynamic that exists in Telos, I'm all for letting them try.
Well, that just happens that all of us want to change the power dynamic, and I'm the one that's going to do it. And you're the one that's going to help me.
That's interesting. I can think of a few mages who may disagree with your efforts.
Yes.
They are very old and a lot out of touch.
Yes, I know. And coming back to our not so shady dealings, they're going to have to be taken care of. But in the process, Thunkel, Lord Grant, gets much.
There are a few things that I value, but all of them can be acquired with money.
She goes, or they can just be given to you as a job well done.
I think we have some room to negotiate.
Okay. So she's like, Bolgar, leave. And he just like dissipates or disapparates.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, let's make a deal.
All right.
And then we pan back up a level outside the impolite castle where like Rudiger's like pushing his body up him and the bard's back in the crowd watching it. What do you guys do?
We'll have Aria's just clapping. He walks up to Rudiger and is like, beautifully done, Rudiger, beautifully done. But you gotta stop having me help you out with this stuff. You're more than capable of doing it on your own. What's going on here?
Just dripping blood and like sounds of bones cracking or breaking. Just like looks up at Area from the ground, and then he just like and just collapses down.
Is no one going to help this guy? Do I have to step in once again?
No, people are coming up now that the blood is. Some of the people that dare get their hands dirty, and you guys got paid your coin, right? I gave you the coin last time.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. And Mistress Yana's like, you heard the man. Go, 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 go. And she gets some of her people to start helping pull the body off and at least help Rudiger to his feet. So if he so wish. She goes, that was a legitimate duel, as far as I can tell. And there's no Marung or other policing force here, so, well, she like throws the bag of coin at your feet that you had last week, right? And she goes, that's your stuff. She goes, drinks on the house for you.
Thanks, Mama. What was this about you helping me, Area?
So you're helped to your feet and people start to disperse, I think, at this point.
Did you see that hero guy that tried to come in and help you out?
I think, like, we look over and there's two people, like, dragging him, one by each foot, and, like, they're dragging him away, and his face is, like, he's just broken.
Just half of his face over here, half his face over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Someone was telling a lie about how you were the reason that what's-his-face got killed by that dragon. That's simply not true. We didn't have anything to do with that. So I figured maybe you needed, you weren't doing too hot, so maybe you needed a little bit of help there. So I was glad to help where I could. Personally, I probably couldn't have taken that lady. But I did kill a dragon, so maybe I could have.
God damn you, Area.
What?
I'll tell you what, you want to be a hero, you want to be a big man, why don't you go fetch Daddy a beer real quick?
But I'm already a hero. I killed a dragon. I saved your life, man. Come on. You got to give me that. We all know this luck's going to run out pretty soon, so I need to ride this train as long as I can.
Well, why don't you grab them for yourself, Mr. Hidey Tidy?
I think I will grab myself a beer. I'm proud of myself. Huzzah to Area the Dragon Slayer. And he just walks into the tavern.
Yeah, he just like follows behind and like slowly sheaths the sword, just like rumbling and spitting vitriol towards his direction. And he enters the tavern and eventually gets back to his seat.
What are you doing anything with a battle axe and plate, or maybe have someone helps? Like, hey,
oh right.
You want me to put this in a cart for you, in a doggy bag?
Well, I threw the cart.
That's true. I forgot about that. Yep, that's no more.
Yeah, he says, just bring it inside. I'll have a look at it there.
All right. A couple people are like, we're gonna empty out this suit first, and then we'll bring it into you. And the other guy hands you the axe at least to take with you, so you can use it as a crutch. But we'll bring the plate mail inside in a few.
So Area gets his drink, and he decides to just sit next down to Rudiger. And he's like, I saw you took some interest in that armor over there. Are you giving yourself a makeover?
Looks pretty nice.
It does look nice.
Can't say that the old beauty, and he just kind of like tries to shuffle some dust off his shoulder, and just this bout of blood happens and like lands on the ground, and part of his shoulder pad comes off afterwards. He's just like, oh, she could probably use some work. Or I could just fucking grab this and throw it on, new coat paint and all that.
And a little fixing up, maybe.
So, have you seen Thunkel? I'm guessing not, but I need to talk to you guys about something.
I don't know where the hell he is. He's probably off fucking some demon whore or something.
That does seem like Thunkel, doesn't it?
Yeah. He
Maybe
just
when I
takes a big sip.
maybe when I write stories about this day, I'll put in the side note that Thunkel was banging some demon.
Sounds about right.
I'm not sure if you guys have ever known me to take a woman or a man, which makes the line about me banging a demon even better.
I don't know if Area cares, but Rudiger definitely doesn't. He he just takes a look at you and he's like, yeah, that's a hole for demons.
Yeah. So, I think you're sitting there with having your cup of ale. Like, Area raises the cup to his lips to take another drink, and the that's kind of weird. He said that. Anyways, you raise the cup to your lips like this, and then suddenly like the glass shatters, and there's like a throwing knife in the wall next to you that went through it, and you swivel over, and you see this female that has just entered the bar, and she's got like another throwing dagger in her hand, and she's like, Area the Bard, I would find a piece of trash like you here.
Excuse me, hold on. The dragon slaying bard.
She's like, I hate your guts. She goes, you And she walks over. And you recognize her.
How the hell did you get a fan before I did?
I don't think this is a fan of mine, but I'm intrigued.
Her name is Karin, Karin. She is also elven, and she is also a minstrel. And I kind of picture this as one of the love-hate relationships that have gone back and forth in the past, where at one point you might have been lovers, and then another point you've been bitter enemies. Like you've had this up and down rivalry for a long time. And the last thing you knew, you left on, you thought, decent terms, but she's pissed. She's got long flowing hair down to her waist. She has it tied in several braids. She's got a bow on her back. She has a harp on her side, and she has throwing knives in her hand as she comes your way, sultry, like just kind of like stepping your direction.
Aria's just kind of like he doesn't know what to do with his hands because he was just holding a mug of ale, and he's just like, Karin, the way you advance on people needs a little bit of work. Maybe less well, no, maybe violence would. It really depends on the person. For me, yeah, let's tone down the violence at least at the very beginning.
So,
Yeah, she's an elf. She can't take it anyways.
she ignores you for the moment. She goes, violence is sometimes the only thing we have left. And she goes, you may be a dragon slayer, but I'm going to become the bard bludgeoner. And she there's a cudgel at her hip as well. She goes, you've put me in an awful spot.
I did?
She goes, yeah. With your dragon slaying and pronunciation, you too. I owe a lot of money, and you know that. I was supposed to go on this last job with you, and you left town before I could join you. If I would have been with you, I would have helped slay this dragon. She looks at the metal dragon head that you have, right, that you're carrying around your person, or maybe sticking out of your bag. Do we see it at all? I mean, it's a pretty big thing that you're carrying.
It's concealed at the moment.
Okay. Well, she's heard about it.
Hold on. You mean this? Takes it out and he puts it on the
And
table.
people are like, oh, damn, son, that's awesome. People are around or whatever. And she's just like, yeah, that. I would have been with you. I would have made the money. I would have been able to pay my debt. And because of you, I've lost audience, and I owe money to these cutthroats that are going to murder me. So, thanks a lot.
Are you sure you would have survived that? For all we know, the dragon would have killed you.
She goes, at least I would have went out in glory, at least to have a story to be written about me instead of being knifed in the back alley, which is probably going to happen in the next couple hours because of you. So, I'm here to either collect the 50 coin that I would have gotten from the job, or have you help me find some resolution. What's it going to be?
I'm always a fan for coming to a peaceful resolution, especially instead of giving away my hard-earned coin that I earned by killing the dragon that you did not kill. So what's the story? What's your proposed resolution?
Well, she goes, either you're going to have to kill the cutthroats so they leave me alone, or we're going to have to find some way to make some cash that I can get some cut of that and pay them off. I do owe them 50 coin, like I said. Or we need to escape this damn city and get the hell out of here. And I'll run away forever. With you for a while until I get sick of you. That's that audacious flirting that you love to have, right?
Tell me more about the cutthroats. Maybe we can arrange something.
She's like, they're a bunch of orcs that hang out down on the third level. No, that isn't. Sorry, but it's an orc gang that lives down on the second level. And well, I owe them 50 because they gave me a loan for like 10 coin when I needed it, and of course, inflation, and how they add on. I'm trying to think of the word I want. Not inflation.
What the hell is she talking about?
I don't know. She's trying to pin something on me. I mean, she made these deals, and just because she wasn't responsible enough to.
I borrowed the coin, knowing that in 2 days later we were gonna leave together on the mission that you had before this last one, then come back together, and you left without me.
I don't recall making that agreement.
She goes, you don't remember a lot of things when you're in the throes of passion, but it doesn't mean it doesn't count.
I remember a lot during the throes of passion. I don't remember making a deal with you that I'd go on bring you along with this.
She goes,
To be fair, I don't think he could throw me a fucking meter.
she goes, here's the thing, it is what it is, and if you don't help me out, I'm going to find a way to take it out of your hide. So we can either do this peacefully as friends and ex-lovers, and maybe possibly lovers again in the future, maybe, or, you know, I'll see you again when you least expect it.
Arya just kind of sits back and thinks it over. It's like,
I'm trying to think of some moves here.
well, if time permits, I'll see what the orcs have to say.
She goes, if you want to fight him and kill him, that's one thing. If you want to pay him off or give me some work so I can
I'm not
pay
gonna
them
him
off. She goes,
What makes you even think I have 50 gold on me? What makes you even think I have 25 gold on me?
I don't care about the
He
coin.
pauses for a second, then he puts the metal dragon head back into his bag.
She goes, I know you always have more change. She goes, I know that cod piece is not filled with what you think it's filled with. It usually has more coin in it than anything else. So she's like mean and desperate at the same time at this point. You can try to parlay with her if you want. The conversation we're having is still good. But she's basically, she's able to be recruited by you guys if you want to use her and then help her out by paying them off or killing the thugs. Or you can just turn her away or whatever else. But she grabs another mug of ale, 2 mugs of ale, and comes back. And she sets one, she gets 3. She sets another one down in front of this giant dude that she doesn't even know. She puts one down in front of you, a fresh one, and one herself. She goes, and you can tell she's struggling. She's like, I just need an answer. I don't have a lot of time.
I don't know, Arya. This one just brought me a beer. I think she might be a keeper.
And while Arya's sitting there pondering, we'll flash back over to Thunkel and Sarsis.
All right.
She goes. Anyways, at some point here, if you want, you can roll a parlay, which is when you have leverage on a GM character and manipulate them, you can roll plus charisma. And so basically, you know, this is something we'll get to, but we can start the conversation. So,
Okay.
so we kind of come back to where we were. Go ahead.
Yeah, so let's do parlay. Obviously, she needs something from me, so I figure that gives me leverage on her.
Yep.
I'll roll charisma.
I was not there. 7.
Mm-hmm.
Let me transition over. Go back to the character sheet.
They need some concrete assurance from me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's have the conversation. We can figure out what an appropriate concrete would be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She goes, I've been in your mind. I know you want a book and a staff, and you want more information on the wand and some other things. That's not a problem. I can give you that and more. The mages here, the chair, they have a lot of stuff on the top of their tower. Because
Yes,
I also need to be at the top of the tower.
Do I know what's at the top of the tower?
You know that at the very top is where all the chair have their own personal quarters.
Okay.
Which, they're all going to have their own cool things, but they also have, up there their own personal library that they share together, and probably their own personal vault, and just other things that they share as a council.
Gotcha. It's the fancy stuff.
Yeah, it's all the good stuff near the top of the tower, and it's extremely hard to get to. I mean, it's very well defended by traps, guardians, magic stuff, whatever, right? So she goes, there's something there that can help my people. Something that will help rebalance the scales. Because despite what you think with your oppression and freedom, it's not exactly true when you didn't have a chance in the first place. When the gods fell, it scattered all of us, but they siphoned their power here. This is one of the most powerful areas in the world, but I think you know that. However, humanity loves to encroach on the power and enslave those who need it to survive. We need to change that.
I'm not entirely sure I can feel a lot of pity for demons. I've seen what happens in your world and what happens to humans who stray into it. At the same time, I've seen what humans do to each other, and I don't have a lot of love for them. But I have a lot of love for what's at the top of that tower. I think we can help each other out.
She goes, I would have your blood on it, a blood oath. That would give me the assurance I needed, and I would still need you as a vessel in order to travel there without being detected.
What is a blood oath? I'm asking as a player, what is a blood oath going to mean to me?
It will bind you to a contract that will either keep you in the contract until it's complete, or have severe consequences. But the same would apply to the one that you made the contract with.
Okay.
I would say.
You might be able to spout lore or get more information on like what the limitations are.
That's kind of what I'm wondering, if we can spout lore.
Spout lore it is.
Okay.
I haven't gotten back into like, hey, make these moves yet. I'm still like...
Yeah.
All right, got a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely know it's a blood contract, especially with a demon, is definitely a binding thing. That it's you use part of your soul to make the contract. So for humans to negate or to renege against it is bad for them. Often would cause them their life or soul. For demons who die in a different way, it would also be bad for them. But you don't know exactly the consequences for them when they break a contract.
That's okay. Okay, let's enter into a contract. Is this something you want to role play the negotiation of?
Yeah, a little bit, I think. She's like, that's good. She goes, this is a plane that we both have a little bit of control here. And she's like, Bolgar, and he apparates next to her. She goes, contract, please. He's like, mistress, yes. He takes off his bowler hat and he pulls a scroll out of it. And you can tell instantly it's actually like when he unrolls it, it's a very large piece of flesh that's been like blackened. And she uses her finger and like bites on it, and she starts to write on it. She goes, contract between Thunkel and Sarsis. Let us begin.
All right. What do you want from me?
I need to retain you as my vessel until the appropriate time comes to be released from your body, at which point you will release me, and not try to exorcise me from you until due time.
Okay.
And I will need you to bring your group, or whoever you deem worthy, and get me to the top of the tower. I need to be at level number 295. She goes, that is where the vault is. And once in the vault, I will do what I must. Oh, there is one more thing I need. We don't need to murder all of the chair, but there is one of the chair that does need to die, for he holds the keys in which I need to unlock my kind. And that's Spenfin. He needs to die.
Okay.
And lastly, this needs to be done within 3 days. I would like to do this during the time of the festival, the Harvest Festival. So what she says, she needs a vessel ride. Don't kick her out too early. Kill this dude and take her to that level.
Yes, I've got that she needs me as a vessel. I cannot. I have to release her when we get to our goal. I can't have her. What was it?
Exercised
early. I have to take her to level 295 of the tower. I have to kill Spenfin and get some to be determined item from him as part of this whole plan. We have to do it in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
After the festival starts in 3 days, during the time of the festival.
Oh, in 3 days we do this.
Yep.
Okay. Sure.
Yep. And she doesn't need you to get an item. She just needs to kill this dude, because then, well,
something happens. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then for my part, I want obviously the rituals we've talked about before. I'll have those three things granted, which she doesn't have a problem with.
Let me just check. It was the staff with the poison, the incense of fear, and the book of echoes. You want those three things?
Correct. I want access to the vaults that are up on level 295.
Access to the vaults. Yes.
Yeah. So she has to help me get in as well, so I get the other things. She can have her item of power. I want to be able to pick through what's left.
Fair.
Okay. And I want a demonic item of casting, and I don't know what it is. I just need to. Haven't thought of that much.
A demonic, like an item.
Yeah, and I'd like to be able to specify it. I just haven't put any thought into it as a character or as a player to like. I want this thing.
She like brings her very long fingernail, like index finger, and like brings it down like the side of your face, stroking it. Like you're just like whoa, like very sensual. She's like, I mean, we could always be friends after this. I'm a demon. I'm a demonic item.
I think there's some room for that.
But does she bring you beer?
Yes. Yeah, she totally would. I don't think that's a problem.
All right, then.
She reads.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want her as my concubine.
Oh man, I think if my video froze again right at a perfect spot.
Nice.
Yeah, hold on a second. I gotta keep Zoom. I'm gonna have to probably like let go of Zoom or uninstall it and reinstall it. Okay, here we go. She goes concubine, huh? All right. She goes, is that everything? She's like writing stuff in blood on this piece of flesh. Bolgar's just standing by, kneeling.
I agree.
She's like, okay, read me again the entire contract for both sides, and then you will sign it, and it will be complete.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, because you wrote it down. I haven't written it down.
Okay.
I'm just trying to concentrate on like being
The
this character.
sworn blood oath between Sarsis and myself.
Mm-hmm.
Sarsis, I swear that I will be a vessel for Sarsis, that I won't have her expelled early, and I will release her when the time comes.
Okay.
Take her to level 295 of the tower, kill Spenfin, and then we start with this has to happen during the festival in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
She will grant me the 3 ritual items I've talked about. I get to pick through all the remnants of the vault and special materials and whatever I find up once we get her to the vault.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll become my demonic concubine. All right?
So she's like, are you in agreement?
I'm in agreement.
She goes, let me see your hand. She like takes it like and like holds it like this, and she like takes one of her nails and she just does a little slice on your index finger.
Hmm.
And where she signs her name at the bottom, there's a space under for yours. Sign it, and this contract be binding.
All right. I sign it.
Nice. I never thought that we'd roll that far, but okay. I was like, all right. So I'm thinking like Ursula in The Little Mermaid here. She's just like, and I need your voice.
Right.
No, I need that for casting. No. So like she rolls it up and she holds it, and she's like, good, and she like it just disappears, and you can kind of like feel like both of you kind of glow for a second, and you feel like something kind of constrict down on you, like an outside force, like pressure, and then it's gone. Right? I mean, unless you have a better way of describing how the contract takes effect, but it's not really. It's more metaphysical. It's more spiritual in some way. You can feel like a small anchor or a small latch on your soul deep within. Just like something holding on.
Right.
That was a small fish hook. She goes, all right, I believe, and like the potion or the poison that you have a staff already, right?
Yeah, I got the staff already.
The poison in the staff float to her, and she like just combines them and like just go together. It flashes blue, and it's done. She hands it to you.
Wonderful.
Let me look at your, what I say the restrictions were. The Incense of, okay, no. The Book of Echoes.
Yep.
She's like, this book comes out. What's the book look like?
A leather-bound tome. Very fine skin leather. Maybe human.
Maybe human. And so you bypass the money thing, and she hands it to you. She goes, just how you like it. We'll record a conversation in ink when you activate the book and stop when you unactivate it. Spoken with a silent thought. Well, I guess thoughts are silent. She goes, activated with a thought. And as you touch it and she hands it to you, you know the keyword to trigger it, okay?
Right.
And she goes, and I believe the incense of fear. Oh, that's right. That requires demon's blood. She goes, Bolgar. And he raises up like, yes, mistress. And she's like, she just like flicks her hand at him. And he's like, ugh, and his like neck explodes and blood just flies everywhere. And he's just like, and he's just like getting covered with black inky blood. And the blood just like it's in outer space. It hits like anti-gravity and just floats there. Mm-hmm. And she like holds out her palm, and all the blood comes out and coagulates and condenses and crystallizes into this pouch, or just into this crystal. Mm-hmm. And then she like takes his bowler hat off his head as he's sitting there just like gasping, and like she kind of transforms the hat into a satchel, and just puts the crystals in there, ties it up, and hands it to you. While Bolgar just like falls back and collapses on the floor, dead as demons die.
Nice.
She goes, how's that for service?
I think we could have a long and wonderful relationship.
Oh, and there is one more part that we haven't seen to yet. And then you look over and there's this bed, and she's like, shall we? And well, unless you resist, I'm going to have you make a roll here.
What's the roll? Tell me its constitution. I'll last like a minute and a half.
No, it's more. This is going to be a defy danger. To not become so enamored with her that like not so, like obsessed or in love.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly what demons do in this situation. I think that I can. I'm aware of what I'm walking into on this one. So
do you want to just let yourself go and become enamored, or do you want to try to resist a little bit with your mental fortitude?
Oh no, I'm happy to get laid, but there's no way I'm going to be enamored with her. Her power is alluring, but the rest of it, it's just trappings.
That is true. So defy danger with your wisdom, please, Thunkel.
7.
Okay. So everything is good. Everything is good. Let's see. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. Okay. So you can let yourself go and become completely enamored.
Mm-hmm.
And which means you have to do something for her later. And I'm not going to tell you what it is now. You'll basically owe her an extra favor on the side. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, let me go up here. Or you're going to be, after this, you're going to be basically a little bit more confused because you mentally pushed her out so hard, it damages your wisdom a little bit, and you're going to take -1 going forth on your wisdom.
How long is that going to last?
As a
like permanent mark, or
it's indefinite at this time, unless you have some type of special like not just resting, but it have to actually take some special,
I think I'm going to go for owing her a favor. As much as I want this to be a purely physical thing, it's really enticing. It's really exciting to have someone who's so powerful, so strong, who's also under my power, in my bed. And I get a little confused and perhaps just a little attached to her.
So you're both under each other's thumbs in just a little way. Mm-hmm. And I think as that action begins to happen in the bed, before we go to Game of Thrones here, we transition back out to the bar. And I think we'll come in because they are still in the other inn, but I'm thinking maybe eventually we're gonna combine you back to the group after this. Maybe you're
Yeah.
going to find them in the next scene. So let's come back to the other two in the bar. And we have Kareen sitting there having a beer with you guys, waiting for an answer.
So there is like, I think you're right. Like you said, sometimes violence is the only way. And so he leans in a bit, and he leans in a way that Kareen and Rudiger can lean in if they want to. It's like
a little more hush hush.
yeah, a little more hush hush.
Sure. I mean, she does.
Yeah, whether Rudiger does.
Rudiger just like takes a big swig and he like sets it on the table and like beer's just draining out of his beard. He just like, what's this now?
How much gold you got on you, Kareen?
She goes, I got 5 coin. I need 50.
Yeah, she ain't worth killing.
Let's see if we can make this a little exciting. Let's go approach the orcs. Let's let them know that we have their 50 coin for them. But is it fair for them to all just distribute it evenly amongst themselves? What if 1 or 2 of them gets all of the gold? So instead of everyone getting like, what, 5 piddly gold? Maybe 2 people get 25. Maybe 1 person gets 50. And then if that works, and maybe if we have our friend over here and another friend that I know maybe accompany us, maybe we can help sway that decision. It would be a pity if something were to happen to that last 1 or 2 people, and we just end up having to take the money back because there's no one left that you owe it to.
She kind of laughs. She's like, oh, Arya, I love the idea, but I mean, they're thugs, but they're not completely stupid. I mean, do you think you can dupe them?
It's worth a try. I've duped you before, haven't I?
She goes, I've duped you into thinking you've duped me.
Or have I duped you into thinking that you've duped me into duping you?
I think I've duped you into thinking you duped me, and I think I've duped you into thinking you duped me.
Let's just say this goes
No,
on
I
for
need to
like,
shut the fuck up.
It starts to go on for a while until Rutger's just like, what the hell? Yeah, until he... And she's smiling again because she's relieved. So, but she's still in trouble. But you're basically saying, we'll go talk to these guys, and we'll see what happens.
He, Rudiger like punches him in the chest, not like full on punch, but like pushes him back, and he leans towards her and he's like, "Hey, you ever had a human?"
She goes, I mean, actually, let's see. She goes, I mean, good ones, yes.
This one's a bitch. Get her out of here. I don't care about her.
She goes, I brought you a beer. I thought we were friends.
You can bring me all the beers you want, honey. You ain't getting in this trouser snake.
She goes, she looks at Eric. She's like, but okay. She goes, you know, I got a better deal for you. I know a blacksmith. Much cheaper. Fix that armor up there for you.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. He's a demon. You gotta deal with him. He's on the next level down.
Fuck it, I ain't dealing with him. Or you can fucking deal with him. He's just some fucking asshole.
I bet he'd do it for like 50 coin, which is pretty good compared to how severely damaged that is. Maybe less.
He looks over at the armor, and he looks back to Kareen. He looks back at the armor. He says,
I mean, full plate runs for 350 coin in this city, on average, if you want good stuff.
and don't forget, Kareen, even though you think this could go south, I might be able to get a mage in this as well.
She's like, I'm willing and open if you're here to help me, and I'd call it even, as long as my life is spared. And if you need extra help in the future, I'd be willing to get some work.
Yeah, like I'm going to do that. You're calling me out on something that's not even technically my fault.
She goes, "We had a deal." She goes, "And
I don't remember that deal.
we had a deal, you damn bastard."
I don't remember that deal.
Hold up. Tell you what. I'll help kill these orc fuckers you talking about. But you, and he points over to Area, you are gonna have to get that repaired. Then everyone's cool, everyone's equal. We all can sit down and have a beer together.
Do you think
You can bring them.
I'll bring him? But do you think maybe you should get patched up first? You look like you're bleeding from your eyeballs.
Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I got this fucking asshole to carry me around if I need it. Plus, I got this big old thing. And he holds up the battle axe.
Mm-hmm.
And he, struggles to stand himself up. He eventually does, but you can tell, it's obvious he's putting a lot of his weight on this battle axe. The haft is probably bending a bit. And he says, "See, fit as a fiddle. Maybe we do this tomorrow or something, but be good to go."
Tomorrow will be fine.
Alright, well, we need to find Thunkel.
Do you guys want to fast forward down to where he's at, meeting up with him, getting a full day's rest, leveling up, and all those things?
I'm cool with that.
Oh, also, I was going to give you an XP, Judiger, jeez.
Judiger.
That's my,
Sounded like.
that's my pneumatic device I need. Rudiger,
Yeah.
you get XP for the recap.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. You guys kind of meet up. Thunkel, when you come out of that door back into the Inn of the Poorbeard, it's just you. You have your passenger is back in here again. But yeah, it's just you, and whatever is a little bit different about you, if anything, I'll let you describe that. But these two are gonna walk in with another female minstrel in tow, an elf as well. So you guys can do that and do the leveling up. If you rest for, let me just take a look here real quick. I think we'll call it recover. When you do nothing but rest in comfort and safety after a day of rest, you recover all your HP. After 3 days of rest, you remove one debility of your choice. If you're under the care of a healer, magical or otherwise, you heal a debility for every 2 days of rest instead. So, I don't know how you guys want to do this or other plans you have, but if you wanted to go, talk plans and then fast forward 3 days, you can be fully recovered, remove all your debilities, have your armor patched up, whatever. Are we taking
3 days to rest?
No, you got to do the orc thing. But if you take at least 2 days, you can. Let's see, 1 full day. Let's see, comfort safety after a day of rest, you recover.
Do we want to maybe rendezvous with everybody and then get Thunkel caught up?
Yeah.
And then we can do the rest period because.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to rendezvous in the evening, or at some point.
I said let's go to that rendezvous, which he'll already probably be there waiting for you three when you walk in. And
okay.
Keep going. I'll be right back.
All right. So Rudiger enters, and he's probably just one step ahead with his battle axe, and he's got the armor strapped to his back, with just a couple of minor straps and chains that he's got hanging off him, and he enters in. Area, would you help him in?
Would I help Rudiger in?
Yeah.
If he wants me to.
He'd probably throw an arm around you, but
He is confident, but he also knows not to push too far.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, he'd probably throw an arm around you, and you see both of them walk in, and there's some elven woman. What would you say that she probably plays? Maybe a lute or drums or something?
I think lute works.
Okay. And she's probably got a lute strapped to her back, marking her as a bard of some description. And we come in, and
she has harp.
A harp. Okay.
Yep.
Thunkel, where are you at?
I'm in the main lobby of the Poorbeard.
Okay. Just like sitting down, or?
Yeah, just sitting down, having a beer. I'm going to assume, since we've traveled together, that I grab a table in an area that we all sit and just keep the table clear for us. You guys will show up when you show up, and I'm working on conversations in my head.
All right. Well, then you might not notice us, but yeah, we come up and I like damn near collapse on the chair on this table, and I let go of Area and keep the battle axe near me. And I say, I kind of like, I'm like, hey, you alive in there?
I look up, startled a little bit, as though you interrupted me mid-thought. Ah, you're both, well, mostly alive. I guess you must have run into one of your friends, Rudiger.
Yeah, you could say that. A whole family of them might be some whatever. Anyways, listen, we found this broad not too far off, and she likes to bring us beers, but she says we got to kill some orcs. I'm down. You want to kill some orcs?
You know that killing orcs just causes trouble, but I'm game.
Now, do we want to just flat out kill them, or do we maybe want to convince them, or at least try to convince them, to kill some of each other before we kill the rest of them?
Why are you killing any of them?
You work whatever word magic you can. I just got this, and he pulls the axe over his shoulder.
To answer your question, Thunkel, apparently I made a deal with Kieran over here that I don't remember doing, but she's not going to let up until we take care of it. So I figured, let's make it fun. Maybe we can turn some orcs on each other, kill the rest of them, and maybe be able to get some extra gold off of what they already might have on hand.
Which of the orcs do we have to kill? You know there's not just one band.
I don't know. That's a question to ask Kieran here. Kareen.
I like to imagine that he intentionally forgets her name.
Gets it wrong every time.
Yeah.
Sounds like another character.
I like it. All right, Kareen, why, not that I doubt Aria's memory, but what are we doing? And who are you?
That's great. Rita, somebody look something up.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm a friend. She rolls her eyes and she says that. Of Aria. We've sang together and have been competitors, but I owe this gang of orcs some money. And she goes into explaining how she was supposed to go on the last job and she was abandoned by Aria, and Aria's probably like, I don't know if he's protesting that, but she's like, supposed to, and I would have had the coin, or else I wouldn't have made, had the loan from them, and then they charged me outrageous interest, and here I am now. So I owe them the money or owe them my life. So I've come to Aria to help settle that debt.
Well, not that Rudiger ever needs a reason to go and swing his stick around. Why are we helping?
Well, it's not. I didn't come to you for help. I came to Aria, and Aria's come to you.
Well, Aria, killing things is something that's not exactly what I do.
Love that after the deal with the demon.
I'm not entirely sure why am I involved. I have my own things to deal with.
Oh yeah? Like what? Reading all them books?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. I thought we might take a trip to the library in a few days.
I fucking knew it. And I fucking call it.
Don't be angry just because you can't read, Redigo. There's plenty of picture books.
Aria interjects, and I might be able to help you with that. So
That's so.
maybe if you help me, I can help you.
All right.
And we might not. And if it goes the way I hope it goes, we're not going to kill anything. They're just going to kill themselves.
That I'm more interested in.
I'm sorry. We might have to kill one or two, but if you don't want to handle that, I'm sure me and Kareen can handle that. And Rudiger over here, if he decides he wants to crush some skulls.
Rudiger flexes.
If you're interested in, if you don't mind taking a trip to the library, and during the festival, I could help with this.
Well then, let's do this. If we're all in agreement, Kareen, what time do you want to meet up tomorrow to get this done?
I'm good at any time. They are usually carousing during the day and going out and breaking kneecaps and extorting money at night. So best time would be finding, morning, afternoon. But she points to Rudiger. She goes, he might want to have some rest first, so he's a little bit better. I would say after that.
Let's do tomorrow night.
Yeah, they probably start making their rounds probably in the evening, which she looks around. Down here you can't hardly tell, but
All right.
Let's meet up with them when they're supposed to meet up with you.
They're really nasty. Sometimes they have demons working for them. I don't know exactly, but I don't know how many. Sometimes they have contracts with them, but they're down in the 3rd sub-level, which I know not many people down there go, but that's where they keep their hideout.
Sure.
I hear it's close to that whirlpool, the underground one that helps you escape the city. The exit that's not really an exit. So it's more like I still say it's more like an underground lake in the 3rd sub-level that has like a cavern, like cave system that like goes out into the ocean. So I was thinking like Telius has an entrance to the west that you guys came in, and it has an entrance to the east, which is actually the dock side, the ocean side, and then there's the other exit, which is not really, but like the underground lake that goes out. All right.
Can you convince your group to meet us in maybe a more remote location?
Well, there's nothing more remote than the 3rd level, but what were you thinking?
Well, if you say they got contracts, we don't want too many.
I think I'd like to spout. Well, I shouldn't say spout lore, but
Okay.
I think I would want some more information. Because I've probably been here like once or twice, not a whole lot, but I figure someone as down and dirty as Rudiger would probably know like a couple of places where maybe he's dueled or maybe he's like broken some kneecaps for somebody else in this city or something like that. Somewhere he might know where we could hold this.
I think that's an excellent idea. Why don't you go ahead and spout some LaTorra?
This is going to go horribly because I have a -1, but fuck it. Oh yeah, that went absolutely atrociously.
Mark experience.
Yep.
You have heard that during the evening let's see here. Let me take a look at this. Say something interesting. Nope. All right. Yeah, you've heard of this place. There's like an underground dock on the 3rd level in the lake, where some ships are actually known to go submersible and work their way out. So you heard that during the nighttime that it's pretty abandoned.
Well,
But
I know this place. We want to go there. Is on an underground dock on the 3rd level, and I could probably get you there. And last I heard, it was pretty abandoned. Might be able to maybe set up some of them like word traps or whatever you got going on in that brain of yours area, and get that all set up there. Shouldn't be too many problems. Shouldn't be too many police or those wizard dudes getting in the way.
Sounds perfect.
What's the elf's name?
Kareen.
Kareen?
K-A-I-R-I-N. K-A-R-I-N. Kareen. Yep.
Kareen, this band, do they all share the same bunks? They all sleep together?
Yeah, they have. They're called the Gloomflare orcs. They're the Gloomflares. And let me just get down here. She goes, they got a shaman who he's the one that works with the demons.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a couple berserkers and then some regular warriors, but they have, because down there, since it's really mostly demons, only a few, non-humans, like humans don't go down there, but there's a few elves, sometimes dwarves, halflings, but mostly orcs and demons. So it's kind of like they live in hovels, like ramshackle shacks and other things like that. Like, there's no place down there. There's no actual civilized buildings or anything. That's just a hovel of a mess, an underground lake, and it's where all the worst dealings go down.
Right. It's the slums.
It's the slums of the slums.
Right. So with that, we shouldn't have. I think we could try to stack the deck in our favor before tomorrow. If you know the way, we might be able to take away a little bit of their ability to fight tomorrow.
How so?
Would we have much trouble reaching where they sleep?
Oh no, this sounds dirty. I ain't in this.
Area is still listening.
She goes, I think that I haven't really been there. I've only been on the outskirts, but they keep like a makeshift, defense or a barrier up, old mortar, old cement and stones piled up high. So, they have like, a reasonable size, I don't know, half a block that they live in, scattered all over. So I can't say how many there are exactly. There might be a lot. There might be a few.
My thought would be I'll turn Area invisible. He'll go down there with a couple of my incense stones, toss them into the main sleeping areas, and make sure the guys are not well rested before we fight them tomorrow.
Thinking about doing this tonight?
Yeah.
I like it. This will give Rudiger, since Rudiger's clearly not into it, this will give him plenty of time to rest up, so
True.
he can obliterate skulls instead of smash skulls tomorrow.
Fine. If you have to, if there aren't that many orcs, they aren't going to prove to be that much of a challenge. I don't know if I'm totally into this idea.
Famous last words.
Fine, whatever. But you are taking this, baby, and he points over to the armor, over to that blacksmith. You're going to deal with them and make sure they keep it clear of all that demonic bullshit.
Talking to me?
Yeah, talking to Arya.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. So,
However, if everyone's in agreement, then I want everyone to kind of stay by until Kareen leaves.
so you want her?
So,
you want her to leave?
Well, yeah, just kind of while we're all just kind of hanging out, maybe after Kareen has, maybe when she's done, she heads out because Arya wants to talk to Thunkel and Rudiger, just the two of them.
She goes, I'll be back here in the morning. Right.
All right.
Rudiger looks to see if she has a nice ass.
It's an elf, little flat,
Probably.
It's Elvin. It's good.
but it's
Okay.
really perky. So,
He just goes like,
all right.
Give it a try, Rudiger. It's not bad. So after she's left, she's like,
I don't know, you're looking pretty girly to me all the time. I don't know how you stand up.
I make it look good though.
Apparently.
So Arya kind of makes sure she's gone. She's like, all right, gentlemen, next steps after this. The dragon that I killed reminded me of an old story.
Well, here we go again.
You might like this.
Yeah.
It's a machine that I read about. It's called the Crimson Phoenix. Rumored to have been created before the gods fell. It allows you to fly. It's a flying device, flying machine. Now, considering we seem to be having some struggles traveling by land, this is something we wanted to tackle. We could use this to our advantage, make a fortune off of it. People would be begging for our services because it's just flying from civilization to civilization. Don't have to worry about goblins, thieves, any of that stuff.
Rudiger looks over at Thunkel and he's like, what's flying?
Birds do it. That thing through the air.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive. But I've heard some of the stories you've told, Area. And, I mean, apparently I sleep with demons. So how do we know this is another one of your bardic fairy tales?
So I think we're getting off track. Let me finish this, then I'll ask you a question regarding about sleeping with demons. So if this is something we wanted to pursue, it could make us really famous, really rich. We're actually going to need, and he kind of points into the direction of the library, we're going to need to get into the High Library. Now, I've struck a deal with a little man. His name's Griffo Fairfoot. He says, during the Harvest Ball, we can get access to, I think we need to be on the 250th level. We got to get a steel black box that holds a very specific demon that he is looking for. The demon's name is Trella. It's being held by a guy named Terebus. We get the demon to Griffo. He's going to get us access to a secret library that's going to hold more information about the Crimson Phoenix. Now, you might be hesitant, but with the gold and infamy we'll have, we'll be written into legend. The legend of the Vagabonds who traveled by air with the Crimson Phoenix while all the other suckers had to travel by foot. He kind of leans back and he looks at Rudiger and...
Rudiger raises a big meaty finger and he says, I have a question. Can I, if I'm flying, can I, pounce down on a guy from above when he's not looking?
I don't see why not. If the thing can hold your weight, which, if it's a machine created by the gods, your weight won't have anything to worry about.
I think we should do this, Uncle.
Just like that. Uncle.
There's a lot more to it. We have to get into the library, which is hard enough as it is. We have to get a box, get it back down to someone who's going to get us back into the library to get more information about a legendary object that probably got destroyed and stripped for parts long before this tower was even built, just so we can fly?
Griffo's going to come with us. We're not going to have to go back down.
Yeah.
He makes a good point, though. What if it doesn't even exist anymore?
Then at least we got access to the High Library. Maybe there's some other things. Maybe there's some other things valuable that we can...
Now, that much...
As I like to say, permanently borrow.
Go ahead, Duncan.
However, the end game, though, is that if this thing exists, our lives will become a lot easier and we'll become a lot richer. And then we'll finally just be able to throw gold at people as opposed to having to do this bullshit that isn't even my fault in the first. He's kind of going off tangent. He's kind of like.
I kind of like this whole throwing gold at people idea. I like having gold. I like having beers.
I agree that even if this is a complete myth, even if there's no truth behind it, although I secretly hope there is, access to the library, even for a few hours being unsupervised, is wealth of knowledge for my character.
Or
definitely
maybe for Rudiger, physical wealth. Maybe we can sell some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm all for selling stuff.
we need to do it during the Harvest Ball. Hold on, sorry. Is that not the Harvest Ball, is it? What is it? No, it is the Harvest Ball. We'll have to do it in the Harvest Ball because that is when there's not going to be as many people in the tower. It's going to make us easier to get in.
Yep.
Sounds like we're in agreement, gentlemen?
I think we have a deal.
Good.
Why don't we just storm up there? I mean, they're just bookworms, right? I could just punch them right through the wall and they won't even know what hit them.
Yes, that's true. If you could get within arm's reach, you could punch them through the wall. The problem is getting past the doors that are very thick and the magic wards, which are very deadly.
Oh, that's boring.
Well, maybe once we get in, Rudiger, you can just destroy some stuff just for the sake of destroying it. No one's going to know that we were there.
I'm starting to like this idea more. I get to destroy shit and get paid. Yeah.
It's a win-win for everyone. Now,
We get to kill some orcs in the process.
That would be nice too.
Yeah.
Especially if I can maybe with the help of Thunkel, make it where they're a little groggy, maybe a little tired, not on the top of their game.
That's all we need is an edge.
Who's the strongest of them? Do you know? And you see like little twinkles in Rudiger's eyes as he's imagining these orcs.
I start telling stories of, I've heard some orcs can be extremely large.
You want to go ahead and spout lore?
I'll spout lore.
Let's roll int, sir.
Right.
I had it on the wrong page.
And but
Very nice, much better.
That's a hit there. All right, so here's what I will tell you. You've heard the Gloomflayer orcs before when you used to work here. Oh, also, I want to let you know from before, Area, when you mentioned Terebus, who has the demon Trella that you need to... You know him as one of the chair as well, Thunkel.
Who's that? The one he has to kill, yeah.
Yep. Just like Spenfin, which you've heard of. They're 2 of the 12 chair. So,
Right.
anyways, going back here. So you've heard of the Gloomflayer orcs. There's a lot of orcs down there, and they're not all like your typical Lord of the Rings orcs. They're not all necessarily bad, right?
Right.
Here comes
They're just people.
They're people too. But this particular one has a shaman, which consorts with demons. And you know that there's at least 2 berserkers, and then they have several other warriors after that. The berserkers are the big guys. They're the ones that are they live up to their name. They go crazy and they're unrelenting and they feel no pain. They just go nuts. The shaman would have magic, and then the other warriors are your typical henchmen that follow. You're not sure how much, but there's at least a shaman and at least a couple berserkers. So you can do with that as you will.
The Gloomflayers themselves, they've been around for quite a while. When I was here, they were, more of thugs than anything else, but it seems like they've become organized. The worst was their shaman leader, or was their shaman, kind of a toady and a cowardly man, or cowardly orc.
You can have him.
He was levered his proximity to the demonic to give him an extra edge in fights. But the 2 you want are the berserkers, one male and one female, maybe brothers, maybe lovers, who have ripped the heads off of many, many men. Now, one fights with a spiked hammer and the other one fights with a rusty sickle. They take the limbs off in a single swing. Arya, haven't you heard of them? I'm sure you must have. I don't care if you have. You can make up stories.
Area was it's kind of off in his own little world. I'm sorry, what?
The berserkers, the Gloomflayer berserkers, the male and the female who rend people with a single swing. You remember the ones that make great enemies for Rudiger?
You mean the ones that would be great enemies for Rudiger, but he will easily pulverize into nothing?
Oh, don't say that. That's boring. I need to fight.
Well, maybe there'll be 2 or 3 of them, so you can have a little bit of a challenge.
Now I'm excited. Where are the whores in this joint?
Area points in a certain direction.
Yeah, Rudiger fucking takes off and has some fun, like, bleeding along the way.
So then as Rudiger leaves, Area leans into Thunkel and is like, all right, so let's do this invisibility thing. And
Right. All right. So I lay out to him. I give him, I don't know, n number of crystals, a small quantity, and then make him invisible. I said, don't try to kill anybody, and don't let any. What is it? The stipulations. Yeah. Watch out that nobody takes a shot at you. If you get hit, or if you try to attack somebody, you'll become visible again.
I'll be right back, guys.
What's that? Yeah. But otherwise, you should be undetected. You can still make noise, though.
make noise. Don't kill anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have anyone accidentally touch me. Can I steal stuff?
So the limitation I understand is like if you attack or are attacked, you become visible. Touching people does not explicitly stipulate in the spell, and I'm not sure how it works if you pick things up. I assume if you pick them up, you have to put them in a bag that you're carrying. Otherwise, they'd be visible, like a floating object.
I would say that's probably about right, knowing Lucas and how he does things.
Yeah. So you can do like the floating stuff. But yeah, if you carry a bag with you, nothing says you can't lift stuff, tie people's feet together. And then I tell you not to be careful not to inhale any of the vapors that come from the crystals I give you. It basically casts a generalized fear spell.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Cool.
Guessing at this point we have to wait for Luke to come back to.
We could just have him come back and then tell him that we've already done this and it was great and there's a cool battle.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. He won't look back on the video anyways, so
Right.
he'll be safe.
Yeah. Like, oh man, you lost 3 hit point. We have the demon's arm now. It's great.
Debating stealing gold while I'm in there.
Yeah, and look, we already turned this arm into a weapon of some sort. It's like a gauntlet. I can just tear through people.
We hollowed out all of the viscera, and it's just a sleeve you put on, so it's like a demonic glove.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah, you like slap people with it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, did you have anything that you wanted to talk to Ari about, Thunkel, or anything you wanted to bring up?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to play the whole demonic entry to the thing a little closer to my chest. I'll probably bring that out closer to the day. I don't quite understand how we're going to get from level 250 to 295. I think I need to have that fleshed out a little bit before we get into it.
Okay.
Unless I'm missing something else I need to work on.
We do need to clarify one thing. You're accusing me of lying about singing tales of you sleeping with demons.
Oh.
So Arya asks, do you have any proof that that's not true?
You know you can't prove a negative, right? No, I guess you wouldn't understand that. It's complicated.
Sorry,
No.
guys.
And I'm not saying I'm disappointed in the legend.
So Luke, we did the whole thing.
You already won?
We dropped the incense, we stole some gold, and Arya single-handedly ripped a goblin hand off and is now a weapon.
Great.
Right now I'm using demonic forces to hollow the goblin hand out so I can wear it like a glove. Little stumpy fingered, but I figure I can use it for casting spells in goblin and orcish.
Great.
Yeah.
I started collecting their ears on a necklace.
Yeah, he's got like 16.
Yep.
We have an audience member named GG Eris GG, just so you know. So thanks
Hey,
for
Eris,
watching.
how's it going?
Contributing
What's up,
in the chat a lot. I appreciate that. Thad, I want to talk to you about some veterinary knowledge after this. My dog has a really sore leg, and
Oh, bummer.
maybe you can give me some advice. That's why I had to be called away, because Harmony tried to help her on the bed, and she sat on her back leg and whimpered really hard.
Okay, sure thing.
I want to talk to you about that afterwards. So sorry, guys. It was a pet emergency, so I am back now. And I want to see the actual rolls that Aria's going to do. See if we can destroy him or not. So you're actually going to go solo here into the orc compound.
Like it.
I think it was Arya and Thunkel together, or
Yeah, I'll go along as far as I need to.
Okay. Wow. This is going to get... Talk about improv. This is just what happens. Here we go.
I hope you guys are able to get back to me and let me know, because otherwise I'm just fucking hoarse.
That counts as resting for him.
Yeah.
I think I left roll 20, actually. Hold on.
Oh, by the way, does that mean that I am able to restore my HP and increase
Okay.
my stuff.
You can level up.
Awesome.
Yep, you can if you're gonna do nothing but rest up until the next day, you can fully heal your HP and do your level up. You can do your point into whatever stat you're gonna do and pick your special ability, which we're still gonna be waiting. Thunkel has to get his rest before he can level up,
Right.
and maybe Area gets to level up here if he messes up enough. So we'll see. We'll find out. Anyway, so I don't need that screen right now.
All right, I'll let you know when I decided on all my stuff.
Okay, so tell me what you guys are doing. It's at night, right?
Yep.
Late, probably.
Late. Or whatever time they're sleeping. If they're up at night, that's to be midday. I don't know. However that works.
They are active at night. I mean, at least for a while, and then they probably would sleep at some point here. Your roll's well enough, you know. Like if you wait till like after midnight or so, you could do this, right?
Yep.
So it's real weird on a third sub level under a city. It's not really refined. There's a lot of stone pillars, but they're not like they're carved. They're just actually structural, load bearing, rock. And there's just basically caverns carved in between them that open up. There's hovels here and there, places where some other types of goblins or small critters, and some dwarves, even a few halflings, and a lot of orcs, and a lot of demons like go around. There's like red lamplight everywhere, so it's really weird and hard on the eyes. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as you come to this basically huge underground lake, which has a docking area down by it, which is probably what Rudiger was talking about before. And it's weird to see like these ships that come up out of the water and dock and then go back under. And I mean, it's easily to know that's probably how they ship a lot of either slaves or drugs or all kinds of illegal things in and out of the city. Like, all right, yep. And the guards and the police don't really come down here that often unless it's like a great emergency. But it's not long before you find this wooden palisade with, the tops of the wooden spikes are like all the way around. And this really crude gate to the sectioned off area. And that looks like it is your goal inside of there. What do you guys do?
I'll cast invisibility.
Okay, so you actually gotta be doing that magic, don't you?
Yep.
Dance, magic, dance.
10.
All right. The spell should go off the way you intend.
Wonderful. You are now invisible.
Are you recasting on yourself, or are you just sending him alone?
Can I cast it on myself?
I don't know. Let's take a look at it. What's the spell say?
It says an ally.
Oh, invisibility is only for an ally?
That's what it says.
Okay, then I guess it's just an ally.
Disregard this next roll.
Okay.
Okay.
I see.
So then you're invisible, and I would say, do you want me to follow behind you and you make sure it's clear, or should I just wait on the outside? Ariel.
I'll leave it up to you.
Does it look like something? Well, why don't you take a look and tell me how open it is in there? Do you think it's something I can skulk around behind?
You can discern realities if you want to take a look at the outside gate or the surrounding area, one or both of you. I mean, up to you.
Which one is discern realities again?
That is roll plus wisdom.
Ask a question.
If you can either ask 3 questions, 1 question, or the bad result.
Yeah, I'll discern reality.
Okay.
Go ahead. Roll that plus wisdom. Oh, nice.
10.
3 questions from the list. You want me to paste them?
No, I got them.
Oh, well, too late. Sorry.
Let's do. What should I be on the lookout for?
Should be on the lookout for skulking orcs, which at this point you see none. You see one guy walking along the top of the palisade, one warrior, and that's all you see right now. But he looks pretty bored, he or she, and like he goes all the way down to one end and then walks slowly all the way down the other end. So there's a big gap in time.
What here is not what it appears to be.
you look over. Let's say, so I kind of picture it as kind of like there's this huge rock wall, maybe even like in a corner, right? And so like this fort is kind of like the other two corners. It's kind of a round palisade in front that comes out from this big corner of indented corner of the rock down here, right? So it's kind of just a round kind of. Let's see if I can draw it this way. Like the palisade is like curved like this if it's a bird's eye view. So way off to the right side, right near where it meets the rock, you can see the structural integrity of the gate, the palisade. It looks like there's boards that are loose that you could probably wedge your way through to get inside, as opposed to the main gate, which is closed and barred and guarded.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
This isn't looking around. Here is useful and valuable to you. Well, let's see. What is useful and valuable to a bard like you in a place like this?
And so, in particular, what's going to be useful to me is being able to just get through easily. And maybe some gold lying around.
Some gold?
Which I guess you can't see on the outside.
Yeah, there could be treasure inside. Maybe you can smell it in the air. But what's useful to you as far as getting in and out, the one guard, it looks like it's pretty quiet, and there's maybe not a lot of people here at this point. Or not, I'm sorry, a lot of people up. But the guard looks like he's bored and easily manipulable, and maybe even easily distracted.
Okay. He,
I have to turn you up. You're really low, by the way.
turns to Thunkel and is like, well, I'll leave this up to you. Over in the corner, looks like it might be an alternate way for us to get in. I don't know if it's going to be wide open enough where we can go take our separate paths, or if there's just enough for like one straight shot.
Well, let's try it.
Sounds good to me.
So what do you guys do?
So Aria's going to go to the side of the board with the weak boards and try to kind of sneak in.
Is Thunkel, are you going in with him?
Yep, I'm going in.
Wow. All right. So I'm gonna have you guys. Let's see. I think you're sneaking in. Obviously, you don't want to make a lot of noise. So I'm gonna say we should probably defy danger with your dexterity, unless you have another method of going. Let's see. Actually, Area, you are invisible, so you could defy danger with quick thinking as well, with your intelligence, if you prefer. But Thunkel's going to have to defy danger with his dexterity.
All right, I'll use my intelligence.
All right. I'll do dex.
Okay.
Oh,
Mark experience.
live and learn if I live.
Okay. So Thunkel gets caught. He goes in second, gets caught on the board, and he actually, like, his clothing pulls the board down, which comes in and goes clang, 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 right? And you see the guard like, and he like starts running your way. You're like, hey, who's over there? Is that skunk again? Wait, a skunk down here. And you're like, what? You're like, what is he talking about? And he's like running down like, oh. And so like, Thunkel is caught out in the open. He's definitely screwed, right? Thunkel, you take 1 point of damage as well from like ripping yourself a little bit as you go through.
Okay.
And Saris, is that her name? She's been awful quiet since you've been down here. You rip yourself open a little bit as you climb through, and the guard's on his way. Area, you have a choice here. You could probably like throw yourself on top of Thunkel and like hide him as the guard comes down and try to keep quiet. But it's going to give you a lot less time to be invisible and do your work. Or you can just keep going yourself right now with the crystals you were given and go get your job done and leave Thunkel to defend himself.
I just tell him to go on.
So I'll say Aria looks over at him and he sees that Thunkel, he doesn't tell him, but just motions for him to go on. So Aria will go on.
And I assume, Thunkel, you've given him some of these crystals.
Yeah, he's all set with instructions.
Okay. So Area goes on, and the orc card comes and then looking. He's like, "Wait, what are you doing trying to sneak in here?" And he pulls like this bell off his belt, and he prepares to start ringing it, like it's like a big cowbell. What do you do?
discern reality. I'm wondering how he feels about demons. Sorry, I want to know. I'm trying to decide whether I want to bluff him. That's what I want to do.
You want to lie to him?
I want to lie to him.
Okay, so I think you defy danger with your charisma.
Okay. All right.
And then tell me what you say.
Tell him, you really aren't the best guard, are you? Weren't you paying attention today? Didn't you get your orders? Clearly you were expecting me.
Wait, who are you? I don't expect no one here.
Who are you to ask who I am? I've come with my demon servant, and you want to stop and ask who I am?
Demon servant, but only shaman have demon servant.
So, I'm going to use my cantrips. And I'm going to pull out that demonic guard that I was telling you about.
Well, first. Okay. So, you can either keep talking to him and risk other people hearing you and waking up.
Right.
Or you can... let me see here. He's either going to ring the bell because he's not convinced.
Sure.
So he's gonna ring the bell and he's gonna wake up the camp, or you're gonna have to like do something to silence him like right now.
Oh, all right. Then I'll do magic missile.
Is that going to be a quiet magic missile?
I don't know. I've never used magic missile. Is magic missile loud?
I don't know, Thunkel. That's your call, buddy.
If Arya hears any of this, he might just turn around and just leave.
Maybe defy danger with intelligence is called for here.
Yeah.
Well, so that's with quick thinking. Why are we defining danger? Just to see if it's loud. If magic
No,
missile.
why don't I try my new staff out? See what that poison does.
So you have to physically strike him with a staff, right?
Right.
So you're down on the ground. He's up on the palisade above you.
Ah, okay.
Unless you feel as though you have a cantrip or something to make the staff fly towards him.
No, I don't have anything that does that.
But magic missile usually, I'm not sure the spell itself how loud it is, but your chanting of it can be quieter. So I guess
Yeah.
you
Well, I
can
think
use
the
magic
result of-
missile, and we can determine.
Yeah. I guess I would assume that the act of magic missile is going to be probably resulting in a bit of noise. Even if the chanting isn't loud, the act of striking someone with pure magic probably won't be.
Then I would have you cast the spell, and then I would have you defy danger with the way that you cast it, which I would say could be your int. But that's only if you cast the spell.
Can Arya see this guard?
Yeah, you haven't gotten that far yet. He rushed right over and started talking to Thunkel.
Okay.
But remember, once you attack, your invisibility is null and void.
No, it's not. How targeted is magic missile? Like, can I just shoot the bell out of his hand?
I think, what's the spell say here? Spell book.
It just says pure magic.
Where are your spells here? Oh, they're down here, right?
Yeah.
What level is it? Level 1?
1.
Projectiles of pure experience from your deal 2d4 damage to one target. If you want the target to be the bell, then yeah.
Yeah.
So it's your choice. You just have to cast the spell.
All right, let's do that. What's the worst that could happen?
Dungeon World, many things. You want to attack the bell?
Yeah.
Roll the spell, sir.
Ring that bell.
Whoop. 10.
Or just destroy it outright.
Right. Vaporize the bell. That helps.
What's the magic missile look like when you cast it?
It's a comet of white light.
All right. I think the most sound is just the bell shattering. It's like, psh, which may or may not make a lot of noise. But you rolled a 10, so you just did it with expertise. You're like, well, I don't really believe you. So, and the bell explodes in his hand. He's like,
Get down here.
All right. So he starts to, he's like, you have demon? Boy, this was not on schedule. He's like looking at a piece of scrap paper. Not on schedule at all. He jumps down and approaches you. Arya, what are you doing?
First question is, did Arya hear that entire conversation?
I don't know. Did you stick around or did you leave?
I kind of figured I was kind of like stuck in place. Well, I don't. That's a good question. Yeah, we'll say Arya did stick around because if things went south, he was gonna
Jump in.
He's gonna head back out. So after hearing all that, I guess he will slowly continue through to drop the incense. Also, just as an FYI, since he mentioned that if I inhale it, it'll affect me too. I have a bandana over my eyes and my mouth.
Good call. All right, I think one roll is going to cover this. One defy danger roll. How are you going about? I mean, I know you're being stealthy and invisible. Like, what's your Well, describe it to me.
So I guess the way I'm envisioning it is there's hallways, and then with the hallways there's just kind of like barracks. That's how I'm envisioning this area. So I mean, for him, he's just kind of walking down the hallway and just like throwing the pouches.
Throwing the crystals, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, they're rough. Like nothing's been built as much as hewn from stone, right? Like little rooms and hovels inside stone, I would say. But yeah, that's fine. So you are, let's see, you're throwing the incense in there, and I think by the end your invisibility is starting to wear a little bit. So I would say let's defy danger with your dex. I mean, you're just acting fast, trying to get in, throw them, and get out, right?
Pretty much.
All right, let's defy danger with your dexterity.
All right, I'm looking forward to gaining an experience point here.
Look at it.
And you do!
You do. Congratulations.
So, like, you go to the last room and you throw the crystal, and it's like you're going down like Paperboy style. Like, here's each place, right? And you're going to the last room, and as you turn and look and throw it in release, you're like, uh-oh. There's this like 7-foot orc that's just standing there, and the crystal like hits him in the face and explodes, and he's like, ugh! And he just make eye contact for a minute. He's just like, "What you doing here?" And he pulls out this spiked hammer from behind him, and he's like, "I didn't know dinner served so soon. Wait, breakfast. Wait, doesn't matter. Kill you."
So Arya, he's taking a step back, like heading back towards the entrance, and he's like, "You don't want to kill me. There's a guy out there that I'm with. We're here on business."
Rudiger sneezes randomly, as though something is happening in the force.
While he's going to town on some girl.
Yeah.
So he's walking back, and he's like, "Look, man, I'm just here. I'm doing some routine stuff. You know, you're not going to want to attack me or kill me because I'm an innocent, and if something happens to me and the company that I'm with finds out about it, it's going to be bad news for all you guys."
So you trying to talk your way out of this?
Yep.
Okay, so I think you need to defy danger with your charisma, but I think I'm going to give you a -1 because this guy don't shiv a git at all. And you just threw something in his face.
Well, I got a 12.
Wow.
With the -1.
He's
That
like,
worked.
that's an amazing roll. He's just like, "Well, I don't really want that to happen, but I certainly am hungry. Do you have any food on you that's not you?"
Check.
Your trail rations?
I take out 2 rations, and I throw it on the floor, and I'm like, "There you go."
All right, thanks. Now leave before I change my mind. And he like scoops up like these rations, take those 2 off, and he just
He's like, no problem, man. Have a good one." He just takes off.
I don't believe you just talked out your way out of an orc berserker. Just like he should have just murdered you, but you charisma'd out. You charisma'd out, man. All right.
And he's still left for me to murder later.
Yep.
There we go. Everyone wins.
So Aries on his way back. We're gonna go to
Job.
Thunkel, but Thunkel, tell us what those are supposed to do. These crystals, what they're called, and everything, and what they're supposed to do.
So the crystals are incense of fear. The idea is that it's going to be a gaseous, form of the fear spell. I don't know what the area effect would be. I guess it's going to depend a lot on confines and who's there, etc. But it's going to be whoever breathes in the vapors is affected by fear. The intent would be that they are generally afraid, not afraid of a specific object, and unable to recover good sleep if they're trying to sleep.
Ooh, I'm glad you told me this.
Okay.
I'm glad you recapped this.
Yeah.
Because now that Area knows this. Assuming you told Area basically what it's going to do in the past.
Yeah, essentially. I think you have a pretty good idea of what they're going to do.
Yeah. I don't want to meta it.
No, I think it's fair. You know that it's going to make them afraid.
I should have made an amount of uses. I didn't really think of that, so I'm going to say you have one use left.
I figure it's X number of crystals in the bag.
And he used a bunch here, right?
I don't know. I didn't know what kind of a volume we're saying, so...
Let's say there's 10 uses, and he's used 7.
That sounds fine.
So, Thunkel, this orc guard is standing in front of you.
Okay.
He's like, so, you're not really supposed to sneak through the side. I would let you in the gate. So, I should let Shaman know that you're here. Yeah. Shall we go?
So I got a question about the world itself. If he ends up dead, how likely is that to cause me problems?
This orc?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like if he dies, like if a human dies, where someone's going to miss him and they're going to go looking, or if I just kill him, no big deal.
I don't know if you really know. I guess you could spout lore on it.
Okay. All right, let's spout lore.
How well you think an orc in this layer,
Yeah.
Like how much they like each other.
9.
Orc clans are pretty tight for the most part. Those are, if you're not part of the clan, you're just a civilian to them. You're just as viable as another human or dwarf. But if you're part of a clan, you're there for a reason.
Right.
And if they, so it could, they're tight. They're more family than actual blood family.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to shoot him in the face with magic missile and keep going until he's dead.
So he comes up to you, he's like, so yeah, we should go. And then he just, okay, go ahead and cast that spell again, plus int, sir. Like he's point blank. Oh, jeez. Roll your 2D, I think 2D4?
Yeah. How do I roll that? Just type in 2D4?
/ roll, and then 2D4. Yep.
Space between roll and the 2.
Yep.
Cool. 4.
So, your hand is I don't know, this close to him when he walks up. And it just disappears. It's just a bright white light, and he's like...
All right.
It's just like a little of pieces falling, and his body just sits there for a second. Black blood's and his body just falls over.
I'm going to grab him by the feet and drag him over in front of the main door, assuming there aren't any guards around observing me.
No.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to pull his clothes off, pull my skinning knife out of my bag, and fillet him.
Holy shit. Okay. It's going to take a few minutes, but...
At what point does Area see all this?
I think by the time he's getting finished,
Yeah.
you come up to him.
He's just kind of pointing in a circle.
All that.
What happened here? I was supposed to, well, he's talking quiet. He's like, I was supposed to just drop some stuff off. Why are you carving up an orc?
Oh, I don't know. He's kind of in the way.
Fair enough. We're all set. I just avoided getting obliterated. I need to get out of here.
Cool. Let's go.
All right.
That went so much better than Dungeon World should have allowed it, but I think you guys made some really good rolls there.
Only got to make the ones that count.
So Thunkel has enough to level up once he rests.
Thanks.
What's
Yeah, I
that?
just need to rest. What's that?
Thanks for, implying that I need to make all the rolls that don't count.
That's not what I meant.
I'm just messing with you guys.
Yeah.
There it is.
So what Area wants to do, if we're wrapping it up, is before he goes to get some rest, he wants to, he needs to supply up on some rations.
Okay, you'll be able to. You can find a store. Those are a common thing that's easy to buy. So, and you guys still have 2 more days until your job begins. So the next day should be for the orcs. Then the day after that should be your mission, right?
Okay. Well,
Right.
if I have time and if we're staying in the town, I'll hold off on getting the rations for now.
When you're in a place of rest, you pretty much can replenish. It's only rations are usually measured as what you measure distance in when you're on a journey, or when you rest when you're out on an adventure. Not so much when you're in town. You just basically you're buying it for pennies on the dollar to get some food and everything, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, if we have to leave suddenly. Actually, no. So yeah, I'll just have Area get the rations now as opposed to later.
That's fine.
Okay.
So, do I spend any gold to get those?
Yes. Let me go down to services, gear, gifts and dungeon gear. Rations. Adventuring gear, pulse, healing potion, bag of books, antitoxin, dungeon rations. Okay, dungeon rations are 3 coin, and it gives you 5 uses and 1 weight. So 3 coin for a 5 use ration.
So 3 coin will get me 5 rations.
Yes, a ration that's 5 uses technically, but yeah.
All right. What's the weight on that?
1 weight for every 5.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, after that area, we'll go get some rest.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. We're getting to a point where we're kind of halfway in between where we need to stop and where the next battle's going to come in here. We could start out with the orc thing and just go as far as we can and then go from there. You guys want to do
That's
that?
fine. And if this has to go a little bit over 4, that's fine as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get into it.
Making a lot of progress.
All right. Do you want to take the next day? Do you want to take a Kareen as basically one of your henchmen or a hireling to be there to take a hit or be part of your group, or do you want her to be like an NPC that kind of sticks in the background and doesn't participate?
The other 2 can weigh in. I would say since she's kind of part of this plan, she's someone that can take damage.
I agree.
I would say that because the whole thing is for her, Rudiger would want her to be a part of this. And if she's not fighting there with him, even if she's not taking the hits or anything, if she's not fighting there with him, he's going to be fucking pissed.
Sounds like you got a unanimous vote there.
Okay. Let's see here. Services. Advanced delving. Just trying to find where. Recruit. Kind of. That's a roll to make, but she's kind of already on your side. So. Bolster.
Maybe not have her as a henchman. Maybe just have her as an NPC that is just fighting alongside of us. She might not take orders from us, but might instead just go along with us.
And it's kind of there in the background.
I want to see that's the problem though. I wouldn't say that she's in the background because I still want her to put her fucking foot forward. I don't know. It's weird how Dungeon World does some of these things.
Yep. There's a part in the core, and I can't find it right now, that has making a village. It has a thing for the people that you hire, what they do for you, and I can't seem to find it right now. Dealing with moves, principles, agenda. I don't know why I can't find it. It's here's all the classes, basic moves, just aid or parlay. Oh, hirelings. There we go. Yikes. Okay. Making a hireling. And she's going to be a minstrel. When a hero's welcome, when you enter a place of food and drink. Oh, she's not doing much there. Okay, so what I'll say is in the next battle, for one for each of you, you can each use her once to give you a +1 forward to a move that you're going to make.
Okay.
All right, everybody gets to do it once.
Okay.
In this supposed possible upcoming battle. All right, so, yeah. And so here we go. Should we just move up to your orc confrontation?
Is this after we level up or before?
If you rest, you can level up right now, Thunkle. So let's do that
Everyone
real quick.
rest.
If you want, Rudiger, what did you do for your increased stat and your special ability?
I increased my strength to max it out at 18 with a mod of +3.
That's wicked.
I also noticed that I am taking an inordinate amount of damage, so I decided against some of my previous thoughts, and I instead went with Ironhide, which gives me +1 armor naturally.
Nice. All right. I think it might be a little soon to have your new armor ready. I don't know. Are you in the works of getting that done before your big score, basically? Like,
Well, I want Area to fucking take it to the blacksmith because Rudiger refuses to deal with any demons,
gotcha.
and it's Area's friend who is wanting all of this to happen. So he feels like Area should take care of it.
I don't know if it's something that will be done in time to use for this battle, unless you want to put a rush on it. But that's up to Area and you to decide.
It's fine if it's not ready for this upcoming thing. I mean, my armor's already at 3. It's a +1 increase when I get the plate mail. So
Time standpoint, if you want to say once Area has gotten up the following day, he went to talk to the blacksmith.
Okay. It's going to be... so basically it's 50 coin, and it's going to take a day. Or it would be 75 coin to have it ready by this battle.
Rudiger pays the coin.
You have enough coin for all?
Yeah, I have 50. You said it was 50 to repair the armor, right?
50, and it's going to take an extra day. Like, you won't have it for this battle, but you'd have it
Right.
before your big score, or 75, and you have it for this battle.
I don't have enough for that, so I'll just pay the 50 for the standard fee.
How much gold do you have after that?
I have 11.
Tell you what, Area will chip in for the other 25.
Oh, sick. Alright, well then I guess I have the armor for the battle.
Area deals with the demon. We're not going to go into it because I want to fast forward to this next part. But so Rudiger is now in full plate black steel armor with a huge helmet visor with horns.
Yeah.
Right? Like bad ace. With a battle axe and the crimson cleaver.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give the battle axe a name at some point, probably. As long as it serves me well.
All right. So, Funko, what did you do for your level up? Your spell, your point, and your ability.
Point went intelligence. I'm now up at 18 +3. The ability I added is empowered magic, which I believe is passive. When I roll a 10 on casting a spell, I can either max the ability or I can double the target.
So what's it called? Empowered magic?
Empowered magic.
The spell's effects are maximized, or the spell's targets are doubled. So if it's one target, a magic missile would be 2, right? Or whatever.
Yep.
Spell's effects are maximized. So, like your magic missile, you can say, yeah, it's max damage. It's 8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. That's... You know what? I think when you go to sleep that night, Sarsis is kind of with you, in you, something like you were just emboldened and empowered the next day, right?
Right. Now, there is a catch on that. The catch is that if I want those additional abilities, I have to choose from the 7 to 9 list. So that's I'd like lose a spell, draw unwanted attention, things like that. Not completely free.
When you have a cast spell on a 10 plus, you have the option of choosing from the 7 to 9 list. Oh, if you cast a spell on 10 plus, you have the option of choosing from the 7 to 9 list. If you do, you may choose. Oh, so you have to either forget the spell or endanger yourself or draw unwanted attention in order to do the effect.
Right.
Okay.
Or I cannot, and then I just have it go off.
No. Okay.
beautifully.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then what was the new spell that you learned?
The new spell is Dispel Magic, which I'm going to ready for today.
3rd level magic, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So you can have your level +1 prepared in spells, right?
Right.
So you have Dispel Magic in, what, a 1st level spell?
And magic missile plus my cantrips.
And also your cleric spell, which was which one?
Oh, right. And the cleric, which is fear.
Fear. So you got
Yep.
fear, your cantrips, magic missile, and dispel magic.
Correct.
That's actually pretty good.
It's not bad.
So someone set this. Oh, go ahead.
What does my staff do now that it's been imbued with poison?
I think since it always works, if you physically strike somebody with the staff, they have to. And I'll look up the poison. It was
Okay.
the oil of Taggart, right?
Right.
And maybe I can work on this in our 2-week off time that we have here.
Sure.
Poisons, oil of Taggart. The target falls into a light sleep. So if you successfully strike them with it,
Right.
they fall asleep.
Great.
And they would be woken up by any jostling or anything, but
Right. It's normal sleep.
yep, like the sleep spell
Okay.
from D&D. So, with that said, if there's nothing further, with Korean with you, let's do that really cool slow hero walk, like it's that slow motion walk. Like someone set the stage here as we approach the next evening. Like how bad?
Rudiger's definitely in front. He's got his battle axe on his left shoulder and his crimson cleaver on his right shoulder, and he's just like twirling them, putting them back on his shoulder, just walking forward, and he sees some probably like little demon or something. Maybe it's like chained up outside or something like that, and he just kicks it out of his way and moves on.
Okay.
And he's decked out in the new black armors, got the horns pointed forward and everything.
All right.
I have Area's in the back. He's just playing. He's not doing any spell or anything. Kareen is in front of him. So as he's playing, you occasionally kind of see him going, kind of looking at her ass. So in slow motion, it's like. Goes back to playing.
All right. And she just looks nervous, but walks on with as much confidence as she can muster.
So before I do my hero walk bit, what are we walking into? Are we going to open confrontation with them? Are we going to set a trap?
You hurt them last night, so to speak, with the crystal, as far as you know.
Yep.
Otherwise, as far as I know, you're approaching their lair when they're going to all be home, so you can take care of business in whatever way you guys see fit. But you correct me if I'm wrong.
Is that what we're doing, guys? We're going to go straight to their place?
I like to think that Thunkel is barely keeping up, and he's just trying to ask all these questions, and Rudiger's just like, "I'm gonna kill me some berserkers."
Pretty much. Guys, no, really, what's our plan? Guys, we can't just, we can just walk in there, but if that's our plan, then that's our plan. But what are we doing?
I thought we were meeting not right at their lair, but kind of like an off place.
Yeah, I thought we were going to draw them out somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there's that place down by the docks.
That's the place.
Okay, that's right. All right.
Okay, good. That's why I ask.
Yes, with my failed spout lore roll.
All right. All right. Not that it matters. The map. So you guys, kind of picture it down. This is a scene I wanted to use for a while, but I actually used the Fog of War. But we're not really going to use maps and measurements or anything, just to kind of set the mood.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it was her job. So basically, she went ahead, Corinne, and lured them. Said, "Hey, I meet to pay your money down at the docks." So when they show up, you're down this dock, and there's a ship docked up there. Maybe you guys are on it. Maybe you're on the docks outside it. Maybe you're up the way a little bit.
As they're walking, Area goes to Kareen and is like, "You got 5 gold, right?"
What? 5 gold?
You have
5 coin? Yeah.
5 gold? Give it to me.
Okay.
Right. He takes it and he puts it in his pouch.
What was that for?
I mean, I'm paying him, right?
I guess. I don't know exactly what you're doing. I thought we were killing them.
Just. Oh my God, do you not remember this? Just roll with it.
Okay, I'm rolling with it. So, let's see here.
So I'll make a Rudiger. How do you feel about being invisible?
Invisible what?
I explained to him the finer points about how he becomes invisible until he attacks somebody. He could be standing behind the delegation and then just cut their heads off.
That sounds boring. Ain't nobody gonna be swinging at me. I ain't for it.
You're not into getting surprised?
Nah, that sounds boring. I want them to swing at me. I want them to fight me.
Well, it will, right? As soon as you bring your sword down, you become visible again.
Well,
you just get the first strike.
I don't think you prepared invisibility, did you?
Shoot, I didn't. You're right. I cast all my... Thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
Grab that.
So there's not, and you guys are, let's see here. Oh, here comes the dog limping in. Yeah, she's walking. That's good. There she is.
Peppers.
Is it her hind leg?
Yeah, it's her back left.
Is she touching the ground with it?
Yep.
Okay.
For the moment, she plays hard. She was at doggy daycare, so that usually makes it act up. But she's had it before on and off, so she'll be good for a while. Then she'll lay on it or use it a lot, and she'll limp again.
Yeah.
So we gave her a pain pill that we have prescribed from our vet. But I also heard that you can give dogs baby aspirin. You know if that's true?
Yeah, you can give them baby aspirin, and that's okay, but it's not as good as the pain pills you got from your vet.
Okay.
Which is probably carprofen or Rimadyl, which is the same thing. The truth is you can get the prescription and have them give you the scripts. You can fill it online, which is cheaper. I'd go ahead and do that.
I might.
If you can, just get a video of the dog limping and send it to me.
Okay.
That's the best way for me to see what's going on.
Okay. Will do. Thank you.
No problem.
So, is Rudiger invisible?
No, I forgot. I didn't prep the spell.
And he doesn't want to do it, so.
And he's a wuss.
Corinne's like, I would do it if I would. Oh, never mind.
Man, I was thinking if he did the invisibility, oh man, I had such a nice plan in place.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm a big hulking dude in black plate mail with a fucking battle axe on one side and a giant great sword on the other.
Yeah.
There's not much more that you can make. There's not much more that you could do to make me terrifying.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's going to make it very difficult for me to say. Why would I lie to you guys? Because I have 3 very skinny, flimsy people.
Oh, seriously?
But we'll roll with it.
You can have Rudiger act done.
Well, that's not really a challenge.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
He's got that. Man, what if we could like stash his weapons? Just make him look like he's a bare knuckle guy.
Ooh, that's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
He doesn't mind it too much with the battle axe, but it's not gonna happen with the cleaver.
Exactly. Speaking to his arm.
Yeah.
Cleaver is basically his arm right now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Waiting on you, Luke.
Why are you not working? Oh my god. Roll 20, quit sucking. Alright. Alright. Just having some things here. So, let me set the stage. Man, my brain. So, you guys are on a ship across the way. And she's standing out front. Or actually, I'm not sure. Maybe Rudiger's. She's there, and they come to meet.
I would be like right beside her, probably just like maybe here.
Okay. I'm just playing with the minis here.
Sure.
Am I going to be in front of everyone since I'm apparently doing the talking?
Oh, there's a map.
Yeah.
Low.
So I got minis here. They're not necessarily all there and or represented, but so yeah. Anyway. Yeah, you can be if you want to be up front, that's fine. Are you gonna try to talk them before the damaging happens?
I'm going to try to do two things. And one of them is going to be relying on the fear. But yeah, I'm basically going to try to talk them into fighting themselves.
Okay.
It's less for us to deal with, much to Rudiger's disappointment.
So Thunkel, you hear Sarsis as you get in this, and she's like, "I've been watching. Your group is very interesting." This is all in your head, right?
Right.
They're very good. They're very good tools to use to accomplish this feat. Especially the area tends to always wanted to go there anyway. So that's really, really interesting that this all kind of works out. But she goes, however, do you really think this is wise to be possibly throwing any of your lives away on this little struggle? It means nothing for this woman that is nothing.
I think maybe you haven't spent enough time in the human realm. Tools are not valued based on their appearance, but on their function.
But why dull a tool on useless work when you should be saving it, keeping it sharp for later use for the important jobs?
In every battle, you need a sword, but you also need a shield.
Yeah, but why is this battle even being fought? Why are you even here? You should be
I like how
resting.
we're going back and forth with Sun Tzu quotes.
Yeah. I don't really have a great answer for that.
She goes,
It's what we do.
she goes, fine, but I'm going to require the life and the soul of someone here today. So if all the orcs die, and this is something coming back to because you're so enamored with her. She's like, I really like this female that's in your group. However, I'll take one of these orcs if you can spare one. But if they all die, then I'm going to want her.
How much time do you need to claim one of the orcs?
Oh, I need to keep it alive for me so that I can work at it through you. So it's going to look like you do it.
So, do I have an understanding of what it is she needs to do?
You'd probably, when you have it at your mercy, you'd probably like place your hand on its face and she'd suck its soul out through you.
Okay, well, that sounds like fun.
That was a lot better than where I thought this was going.
Oh, yeah?
Demonic ritual.
I mean, she's a succubus and she's possessing him.
It could be more than that. I mean, you don't really know, actually. You could spout lore on that if you wanted to.
I do, as a matter of fact, I will.
I'm kind of making it up as I go, but I probably need to make you roll for it, really.
Okay. Give me a sec. Spot lore's spot lore's intelligence. Ba-dump.
Man, these 10s all day.
All right.
3 questions. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. It could be done probably instantaneous. Right there on the spot, it will drain you significantly.
Okay.
Or if you can take them alive and take your time, you could set it up in a ritual that will cost you less. You know,
Like are you talking? Is it going to cost me hit points?
it'll drain you significantly. It might not cost you. It might like drain your wisdom or intelligence or even your strength. Like it might give you some negative modifiers.
Speaking of hit points, when I level up, I have to add hit points, right?
No,
You don't?
nope.
It's just that great.
Only if you up your Constitution will you have a chance of gaining more hit points.
Right.
But you
Okay.
would have gotten your hit point back after resting all night. By the way,
Thank you.
everybody should be fully healed. So yeah, you can do it in more. If you take the person captive and do a more extensive ritual, it won't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Or you do it immediately on the spot, it's going to drain you.
Okay. All right, we'll see what I need to do. Okay, so that's the token she needs from me is the...
Someone from this room right now, between the orcs and your party, she wants alive.
Okay,
She prefers the female in the party, but she'll take an orc.
all right. Okay, that's fair.
The GM is smiling. I don't know. We're really close. I want to start the battle, but we're almost at the stopping point, and I almost feel like this would be a good, or we want to see what the bard has to say, and then go from there. Should we do that?
Do you know what you want to say, Tim?
I have a plan in place.
Up to you, man.
I'll leave it to the GM.
Let's hear the plan, and then we'll do end of session, because I'll have you do some rolls, and then we'll see how this escalates or how it changes.
All right, so we'll just assume everyone gets together.
Yep, you're on this boat waiting for them. They march up out of the gloom, and you only see this orc that is dressed in all these robes and skins, and like the skull as a helmet that he wears over, so he's looking out through the eye sockets. And he's got this staff, and you see these two huge orcs. One of the ones you saw last night, actually, are tailing him, and that's all you see at this time. And he just comes out and he's like, beats his chest. He's like, "Get in. We come make deal. Let's have at it. 50 coin, I believe, or 60? 60 coin. You pay the shaman now." What do you do?
Harry kind of looks back at Karen and is like, 60 or 50?
It was 50, but they keep raising the price all the time.
Back and is like, nice outfit you got there. So here's your coin. I'm just curious, how many of there are you? I see 3. Is that all that's here, or are there more amongst your group?
He goes, "Who you be? What's it matter? I'm not tell you things like that."
I'm the guy that's going to be paying you, so maybe just kind of humor me for a little bit.
Here, you see who there is here to see. I tell you no more. I owe you nothing. Give me the coin.
Oh, I mean, if you don't owe me anything, I mean, do I owe you this then? I mean, if you're not going to work with me.
I just have much pleasure taking her and killing her and having her for myself. You pay me now or we end this. All right, first.
All right. I mean, if you're fine with dividing 50 gold, this is I'm going to probably want to do a roll here. If you're fine with dividing 50 gold amongst, I mean, I see 3 of you, but I'm not dumb. I'm a dragon slayer. All right. So, I mean, I know there's more of you around here. And I'm just wondering, is everyone going to be fine with getting what? 3, 5, 6 gold apiece?
The gold goes to me and my clan. It doesn't matter how much there is. It'll feed us all. He doesn't seem to want to give you an answer. If you want to try to get it out of him before making him too mad, I think you're going to have to use quick thinking to try to trick him out of it with defying danger with your intelligence.
No. I toss the pouch to him and I'm like, okay, there you go. 50 gold. And he says it loud enough for everyone to hear it.
So he like nods, and one of the big ones, the one with the spike club, who like eyeballs you, like he's like, picks up and grabs a satchel and hands it to the shaman. And of course, the shaman's going to see what, 5 gold in there when you're done?
15.
15 gold? He's like, "You think I'm stupid? You try to cheat me? Maybe
I'm sorry,
I just
what?
kill all of you right here."
Whoa,
Is
hold
this
on.
where we do the skull bashing?
Oh, hold on now. What do you mean? What are you saying? What's wrong with? There's 50 gold in that pouch.
There'll be 15 coin here.
No, there was 50 in there. If you're saying there's 15, you're lying.
Oh man.
And I looked at the other orcs and I'm like, are you fine with this guy pouching some of that coin and then saying that's not enough? I thought it was for the whole clan. Why is he saving it for himself?
So this is some good lie right here. I still think you're gonna. At this point, you're definitely gonna have to defy danger. So you're basically trying to convince his crew that the shaman, the one they look up to, is the liar and not you, right?
I'm trying to use my charm and social grace.
Yeah, you are. You're trying to convince them. I guess you can defy danger with your charisma.
a second here.
Curious how this is gonna go.
I know, so am I. 7.
Okay. Let's see here. Take or flinch. Okay. I will hesitate or flinch. So, this is tough. Let's see. They don't necessarily believe you. The threat doesn't come to time. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch.
Sounds like they wouldn't believe him, but we have a moment where we can take advantage of the drop, but they're going to figure it out.
Yeah, it's going to go south rather soon, right? Mm-hmm. You can try to press the issue with your charm a little further, and someone on that side is going to get it. Like, someone's going to die instantly, whether it's the shaman or one of the berserkers or someone else that you don't see. But then the battle's going to start immediately, and you guys are going to be like, wow, caught up in it. Or while they're still sitting there looking at each other, you can stop talking, and you guys can take the advantage and get the first attack off. So you can basically, you're going to have someone that's going to die on their side, and the battle starts normal. Or you can take the advantage and make the first move at this point.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
Well, I'm asking Area.
That's his choice? All right.
Yeah, because it's his role.
All right.
It's if he keeps pushing the issue, or he just kind of looks at you guys like, do it.
Okay.
Let's do this. Area's kind of staring at him, at the one goblin, kind of like, you gonna let this guy? He pulls out his bow and fires a shot at him.
So
it's kind of like, you're not gonna believe me?
Okay.
All right.
So you guys take advantage to all strike right away?
Yeah.
Okay. So the orcs are looking. They're looking at their shaman. They're like looking at you, and suddenly like there's this arrow flying at one. You're just like,
Actually,
fine.
Yeah, I want to fire at the shaman.
Thwang. You want to fire it right now? Well,
Yeah.
Okay, because this is where we're gonna end before the battle really.
Say, unless you want to end it.
Yep, I think we're gonna end before the battle super escalates, which I hate to do. I could keep playing for hours, but I think this is a good cliffhanger right here. I think we just see the arrow flying towards the orc, like, huh? And it goes to credits. So, thanks for your patience, guys, and thanks for as we got through all this really fine setup to a battle here, and something huge that's coming after that. So, I had fun. Magic Miss a Pew Pew. So yeah, there we go. Dungeon World: The Vagabonds, Episode 3 comes to a close. Where they got, at least with your bargain, because I think we knew the battle was going to happen, and it came down to the fact that now you guys get the jump on them. Everybody's going to be able to try to do something to really take advantage of the fight right off the bat. I think that's where the conversation, where you're talking, got it, you know. So, good job. It wasn't a 6 or less, because that would have been nasty. Now it's going to be blood. So, anyways, let's do end of session real quick. And then we're going to be back in 2 weeks. So, you guys have any questions, comments, anything about this?
No, it's all right.
I had fun. I really had fun seeing what Thunkel was doing and the danger there. I liked Rudiker in the tavern as he's just like, oh God, I'm hurt, but I'm going to thin my blood even more with alcohol as I sit here and bleed at the table.
Hey man, you gotta have something to fucking lubricate those joints.
Yeah. An area is just over all around twisting and turning and doing all kinds of Barty stuff. So I think it was good. Do you guys think you have a bond that is completely explored, no longer relevant, or otherwise? I don't know, Era, if you still have that one.
Yeah, the one with Thunkel I need to redo. I sang stories of Thunkel long before I ever met them in person.
All right, you can make a new one and mark XP. Anybody else have a bond they think has been explored or no longer relevant or anything?
No, I think mine are still running.
Okay. Rudiger?
I have one with Thunkel. Thunkel is soft, but I'll make them hard like me. But I think Rudiger sees that he has the potential to carouse with demons, and Rudiger is totally against any of that shit. So I think that's more being interpreted as Rudiger wants to make sure that Thunkel isn't dealing with demons anymore, and that he isn't allowing them to get their way, that sort of thing. And he's not entirely sure yet that that's the case with Thunkel. The one with Area, I don't think is a problem right now, but who knows? Maybe Area will interfere with this fight with the Berserkers.
So you don't have one that's resolved quite yet?
No, not
'Cause
yet.
I don't think you've seen him carousing with demons at this time.
Well, we've known each other for a little while, so he might have gotten the impression that that's a thing. He just doesn't know that there's an actual demon inside of him right now.
Yep. Not as of yet. No. Okay.
So I have a question about your bond with Area. So does that even hold into account my moves, or is it like what I did in the last fight?
It's like what you did in the last fight.
Okay.
Because
So me casting arcane art isn't gonna affect that bond, right?
he sees it like he doesn't see magic unless it's like completely visible, like right in front of him, blah blah blah. What he's mostly concerned about is having someone interfere with him fighting like mano a mano or something with like these berserkers or someone in the future.
Interesting. Okay.
Alrighty. So, next question. Bond, that's the player. So I think that's that one. Has anybody fulfilled their alignment for this session?
Yeah, once again, spreading fear through magic.
With your incense?
Yeah, the incense.
I agree. You can mark XP for that.
So for me, spur others to significant and unplanned decisive action.
I don't know.
What about when Thunkel ended up tagging along last night?
Did you spur
Or the
him to
night
go with
before.
you?
Yeah,
Or did he go on his own?
right. Was that something?
You didn't do anything bardic to inspire me to it. I just felt that would be part of the plan, since I was doing the invisibility thing.
Gotcha.
Okay. I don't know if I feel that you did, but if you think of something else, let me know.
That was kind of the only one. Everything else might have been unplanned, but it wasn't significant.
Okay. What about Rudiger? Anything with your... I don't think there was an enemy this time. I think that's all going to happen this next time. I think where there's the lack of XP this time, except for a couple botched rolls, and more like the downtime in between session, I think this next session is going to explode, like with basically action and death. And lots of moves. So, okay. So 3 more questions. This applies for everybody. Did we, and that's we as an audience or as people, learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah, we learned about the orcs.
We did. More about them. Okay.
I learned about what's going on in the tower and some other machinations going on with that.
You also learned about how contracts work with demons.
And Dem's goal for us, the flying machine.
That's a big one. I mean, that's kind of the main one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody marks 1 XP.
Unless we all die tomorrow, next round.
That's fair.
That is true. That could happen.
All right, leveled up.
All right. And that will take place after your orc battle and after you rest again. All right? But you can plan ahead for that.
Aria's gonna take a nap at the beginning of the fight.
Sounds good. All right. Next one. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
The giant troll
The giant
almost
berserker orc?
crushed my face in.
You did overcome him in a way. What do you guys think?
Kind of circumvented.
But that's still overcoming. He overcome the thing coming at you or him, and then eventually you.
Fair enough.
What do you think, Rudiger? I probably would say yes.
Rudiger doesn't think so, but Sean the player would
That's what I meant.
probably agree with Invader Dan on that one.
All right. Then everybody mark XP. He did it like how a bard does it typically, not always with physical violence.
That's true.
He did it with his wit and charm. So, and lastly, and I don't think we have this, but do we loot a memorable treasure? I want to say that wrong. I don't feel as though you got anything great there because technically the looting of the armor and battle axe was
Previous.
the last episode, right?
What about Thunkle's deal with the demon and the stuff he got out of that?
That's a good point.
That was striking a deal, but did we actually loot it? You did obtain it through your wheeling and dealing and basically fish hooking your soul there.
The contract was signed with the physical blood of that poor guy.
And I thought that was a good move. That all kind of came as we started doing all that together. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's a patsy. All right. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna say yes because you got like 3 magical items, right?
Yeah, and a demonic concubine, which pretty legendary.
That's true. That's gonna do so well for you in the future. Just so you know.
I can't see what could possibly go wrong with this.
Nope. All right, that's it. That's where you guys are standing on XP. You're all, I think, 3rd level now, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. We got a few more weeks of this planned. I think the thing is to deal with the situation here and then the situation of the tower, and then to get you guys on to that main part. And then, we'll be looking at some other things. But we're going to come back in 2 weeks. Next week, family event's happening, so we're going to take that time off. And we're going to be back the Sunday after. And, thanks for joining. Thanks for playing, guys. I'll let everybody do some shoutros real quick. I'm going to start with Thad and move to Dem and then to Sean. So go ahead and shoutro it out, yo's.
Thanks for a great game, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you guys enjoyed playing. And remember to have your pets spayed or neutered.
Thanks, Bob Barker. Go ahead, Dem.
I'm Dem. I am working on a little webcomic project called 2017 The Comic. For more information about that, you can just go to my Twitch channel. Otherwise, thank you for watching.
Awesome. Outsider.
Howdy, I am the Outsider, also known as Mr. Shenanigans, and just plain old Sean. You can follow my work on my upcoming tabletop role-playing game system, Synthesis, at patreon.com/synthesize. You can also follow my just general work on story writing and becoming a better writer at patreon.com/shortestfiction, where I write at least 1 short story per month, and possibly poetry, anecdotes, that sort of stuff. It's a bit more personal, a bit more literature club. So if you're interested in that, that's patreon.com/shortestfiction. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend and 2 weeks upcoming. Of course, the next game, just in case we didn't specify it enough, is going to be on the 25th rather than the 18th.
Yes.
So enjoy your 2-week break from us.
And be very sad and hopeful that we come back. Yes, thank you. All right. Everybody, thanks for you guys playing. Thanks for everybody else watching. This is lucasgvariety. Come check out the channel. Follow, like, subscribe, all these guys. And send us lots of money. Just kidding. Well, if you want to. Anyways, love you all. See you later. Have a good night. Thank you. Woo!